Welcome back, Yulia. We can
Hello,
hear
hello,
you
Davis.
nicely.
But do we have the same people who attended the first session? I was thinking it's different.
Part of them, so don't use too much of time. So
Okay.
it will be useful, but yes.
So yes, colleagues, just 5 minutes before, we had the session where we created write back Power App application so as to change the data in our Power BI, because we all know that Power BI only visualize our data. And the issue was that my data source was locked. So that's why it did not work. So for example, we see that there is some delay here, but for example, I say I want to correct data for Tina, maybe to not to 0. It Power App says back the data to our data source. We have two types of connection: direct query, it's like live connection, and import. So here I have had an import mode. So you see that data for Tina changed to 0 because I input 0. So this is how it works with Power Apps. And let me show you this application. I will also share the instruction and the link how you can repeat it, because it works with any data source. I think that's all for the previous demo. That's the only thing which we needed to do, and just to show you that Power App is connected to everything, so we don't need additional filtering. I'm sorry. Let me open my presentation. And here we start with what is it? Exciting Power Platform. How it allows us to build applications fast, to help our customers optimize their business processes, to create beautiful visualizations. And to be honest, this presentation is very close to the previous one, so I will try to go through more quickly with the previous slides. The thing is, all of our customers have the same challenges. They need optimized processes. They don't have time and money for that. And in case for those people who are left with their processes, which take hours per day, dozens of hours per week, per month, they need somehow to cope with it. And what if they don't have like traditional programming skills? Yes, what can they do? They order like custom software and implement it for years for thousands of money, or to go for some special software, or maybe to learn self-service tools like Power BI, Power Automate, Power Apps. What does it allow us to do? We wanted to fill this gap between our boxed solutions because if we want to change it, we need a lot of customizations, and we need any way to go to our pro developers. And we don't want to communicate with them every time and to delay it. We want to realize something by ourselves. Power BI, everyone knows. We have Power Automate, which helps us to empower both Power Automate and Power Apps to create real applications, to create mobile web applications without writing the code. You have to write some formulas like with an if statement, but it's not real coding. This is a nice, beautiful interface, like a constructor. Later, I would like to show you one video which explains you what is Power Apps, then to show you different examples from different industries, and maybe you will reflect that this can suit you. I'm sorry, I think I did not turn on the live.
It worked very well until this last slide, and previously all the videos seemed perfect, yes.
Yes, I'm sorry, because I did not turn on live audio this time. Okay, just a second.
You're ready to take your business to the next level. Problem is, you're held back by processes that are manual and time-consuming. You can't find any off-the-shelf apps or services to solve your team's specific challenges, and you lack the developer budget to have a custom app built from scratch. Introducing Microsoft Power Apps, a powerful new way to turn business expertise into custom applications. With Power Apps, your team can quickly and easily create apps without writing a single line of code. That's right, the power to transform your business is in your hands. Power Apps has an intuitive design interface to guide you the whole way as you create apps for your team or business. Your app can integrate with data you already have or use our built-in platform. You can build apps for the web and mobile and take full advantage of your device's features. Plus, you can share apps with your team and quickly customize them as your business evolves. It's time to boost your team's productivity with a custom app that's exactly the right fit for your business. Ready to get started? Build your app today at powerapps.com or get in touch with a Microsoft partner to lend a hand. You're ready.
So Power Apps is designed, to be honest, both for business people. Let me turn on. Both for business people, let me call them BDMs, and for IT, for business people to create something themselves, and for pro developers, it allows them to create applications faster, for fast prototyping and so on. And a lot of programists even moved to this low-code approach. To be honest, this is called low-code approach to develop applications, and it was known since 2012, but it was not that popular because we had all our data sources on premise. There was a lot of custom systems, and it was pretty difficult to connect to it. But now, with the power of cloud, we can easily extend it within our existing environment. We can create applications for the field workers, for the internal, external applications. We can even connect to those systems which don't have APIs, and we can record mouse clicks. And for the old application, we can have nice mobile interface to which we will connect from our iOS or Android devices. And the power of Power Apps is that it goes under one umbrella of Power Platform, because we can easily integrate these solutions between each other. At the previous session, I demoed that, for example, we can have with you Power BI visualization, but what if we would like to correct the data? We want to change it. Or what if we would like to create a request for the inspection, review? So, and don't want to look for the right link, and because it takes time, and we just put everything in one place. If we want to organize approval process, yes, all our managers also get a lot of links to the email. To every system is a different link, and so it's like just hundreds of emails for each person to approve, to review. But what if we will integrate it with our Power Automate and combine it in Teams with a one flow bot, which will gather all of our approvals? Or if we want to have the details, we will go to either Power Apps or Power BI. And the fourth option, which just appeared last November, Power Virtual Agents. This is our chatbots. In fact, Microsoft has a lot of chatbots, right? Different versions, HealthBot, Q&A makers, Azure bot frameworks. But for all of them, you need like coding experience, data science experience, AI experience. For this, it's like our self-service approach that we start from these questions, answers, but then we can empower this virtual agent with like Power Automate to trigger actions and to make it more intellectual. Or even if we want more advanced, later, yes, we can easily integrate it with the Azure bot framework skills. And to inspire you that Power Platform, Power Apps can suit each other. Like it can be like a compulsory skill for everyone. Like now it's Microsoft Office, and here the picture we see with you information security officer, but not the information security officer, but the physical security officer. And let's see his story.
I don't just want to make a living, I want to make a difference. When I left school at 16, my dad was working in Heathrow at the time, and this opportunity came up as becoming a security officer. I thought, what a great opportunity, you know. My dad used to take me here to watch seaplanes and everything. So why not work for a company or an airport like Heathrow? I've been a security officer for 13 years. When I saw the amount of paper and time we were spending, I saw an app would be a great solution for these problems to be solved. About a year ago, I started learning about the Microsoft programs. I went home and I looked at that blog from Power Apps, and it said, this is how you can build an app. And I thought, why doesn't no one know this? Because this could have so much potential to change so many things. We have saved 11,000 sheets of paper and saved around 288 hours of manual input data. Going from paper to digital has been amazing. It doesn't matter what your skill levels are like, anybody can build this app.
Him with his community of super users have created 17 Power Apps that are already being used across our airport, and this is just the tip of the iceberg.
My name is Sam Saini, and I'm a IT user adoption specialist at Heathrow. There's no limit of what you can create with new technology. I'll create a new career.
Great story, isn't it? And now Power Apps is a corporate tool to develop applications in Heathrow. And now I would like to quickly show each example from every industry. This company, North State Grocery, is the food supermarket in California. California is very the most popular state in the United States, and it's very competitive, right? And so as to stay competitive, they want to get the feedback from their customers, so as to adapt to it. And before, they also had this process before, but as you can see, this process was managed by 4 analysts, and it took them a long time, and some of these requests were lost. They could not track it. They could not know who is the one who is responsible for that. So they created simple mobile application which was connected to their website, gather this request in the data source, and they used Power Apps for the internal use to manage, assign, track the progress, timeline, and once they automated this process, their NPS score started to go so much high that this customer was ready to create a public case with us. We're going to the financial services sector. This is my favorite case. And you see this girl, her name is Vanessa. In fact, she is Power BI analyst. And she knew that there is Power Apps so that they can create applications. So they just quickly tried it, they liked it, and they decided to organize a hackathon. You can say, oh, yeah, hackathons are very popular, but this was a hackathon for business users without Power Apps experience at all. So some of them had something like a learning session for one day, like application in a day. And they took people from the head office, from the one who work in this subsidiary offices along the whole country. And they started to develop applications. In the end, they had this, at startups presentation, which demoed how the process was before, how it looks like now, and what is the value which Power Apps brings. So the application which won was ATM inspection. The thing is that they have ATMs along the whole South Africa, and the engineers they need just inspect like if it's okay, if it's like the screen is broken or not, and even to the remote location, and the process was manual. So they had to put something manual, something in the system, but fully they can steal the whole information only once they're in the office connected to the corp internet. So they created mobile application. Now ATMs which are in the office can be inspected by the office workers. So now engineers go only to those locations who are remote, and they do it fully in this application. So after that case, they were so inspired that they trained 1/3 of their employees or aspirants, because they want everyone to have the skill. And to be honest, like 1 year ago, like at that slide, I was writing that they had more than 100 applications. But now this number can be even more than 400. You can say, but how can we manage that? We have Power App for that. For the IT department, they built it like application, how to start, how to learn, and the IT monitors everything. Let's pick up quickly. They have for you see OT security, audit applications. They have marketing. You know, if we have an event with you, like every time, it's nice to have a chatbot or an application. So why not do? And there are a lot of requests to the IT for that. So why not do for marketing department to learn it and do it themselves later? This is one more video how we in Microsoft use Power Apps for our HR tools. Citation request. By the way, if you want to implement the same set for your HR department, not only for HR, for the whole of your company, we have this template available. So it's like open, and you can just like import it and connect it to your data sources. And here, like a quick demo of how Power Apps interface looks like. Yes, you see it's a nice visual appealing interface. On the right, we can configure everything how it looks like. On the left, our components. So let's add maybe the new screen. If we have some components like our themes, we can easily add them. So the experience is like slice and dice. The gallery, if we add it, we can connect our gallery to the data source. Like we have now more than 200 different data sources, or even if you need to connect to your custom system, you can create your own connector if the system has API. By the way, you see for the connectors, some have sign of premium and some not, because there is different licenses for that. Let's not go into licensing. So now you see we connected to our data sources. The gallery shows us the applications for Virgin Atlantic that we created. We have also a public case for that, and we see the flights number, not maybe very relevant now, but if in our database we have the column where there is like our image, we will see it. We don't need time. Let's change it to the city where we depart, and here it works like within Excel formulas. For example, concatenate function. Yes, concatenate departure and destination, arrival airport. What's more, we have a huge amount of different components. You see media, we can add image, camera. Camera works just by default, barcode scanner. A lot of also banks use it and other companies. Video, audio, but the camera works both at the front and back camera. You don't need to install additional drivers or anything. So let's see. We have with you the application. We have different flights, and we need to make a decision which one to fuel, because which one has the priority, and to put it in the right rank. So we can pick up with you the one which is like the longest one. We need to save time, need to do it for 10 minutes. We create the request. The request is sent. Pretty simple application. What's going on in the background? This is our Power Automate. So if the record is created, we need with you, we need with you to organize an approval from our manager. We have a function which is called start approval via Teams. What I told you before, we can have all of the approvals in one place. So we will have our flow bot in Teams who will send us all of the approval requests. We can approve, reject, we can customize it. We can have like approve with a special access, for example, like read, write, or like any customization. But if there are more than 5, I wouldn't recommend to have them. Let's request more info. And here we have our Power BI dashboard. And do you see? This is our application, embedded application. And at the beginning of my presentation, we did like write back because we wanted to correct the date. It looks like something wrong, but here it's a different scenario. We need to make a decision quickly, which flight to speed up, and we have it everything at one place. Submitted. So that's all for my demo. I hope that you won't feel afraid about like how to use Power Apps, because it's like one platform, a lot of common approaches for all of these different apps. And how to start, I would recommend to go to this link, because there is like the whole learning path, like for the starter, for the intermediate user, and for the advanced one. Let me click on it. I'm sorry, it's now without this one. Okay, we will send you the link, maybe something with my internet, but there is an option to start, which is called App in a Day. So for one day, you learn, like 20 and 80%. So you will learn 20% of all the functionality, but I'm sure it would be enough for 80% of your tasks and applications.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Yes, you can use the Q&A part of the user experience. You as a presenter, you can copy paste the link, because that is one of the first questions that what would be a good place to start? And you had the answer to the question, so it would be helpful if you could copy paste the link there. About the demos, yes, it's always great to see real life examples of people using the tools to change their lives. It is as I previously mentioned, that is not rocket science. It seems like doing so, but it is not. Of course, it requires hard and smart work, but still, you see that that is possible. That is not a fiction. Well, if you could send the links and answer to the question, yes, what's a great place to start, and especially any community type of communication with other users. And as I also have noticed that many service providers, they are switching to a community forum type of Q&A, not just dedicated support, but engaging the community. Is it all in that one link which you shared, or it's in several?
Yes, so I have shared this link with you. I am the new, help me get started. And also, what is not here, when we go with you to Power Apps portal, I would really recommend you to start with the templates. There are a lot of templates, and at least you can get the idea how it looks like, how to start. Here they are. And the first
just a second, I will push it live. Yes, now we see it.
So at Power Apps webpage, once you log in,
my face minimize, it's visible on the mini screen. If you could minimize this window.
Yes, yeah. I see. I'm sorry. The best thing to start, once you log in to Power Apps portal, please go to Power Apps training. This is like a guided approach to learn it within every step, and you just follow. Then please explore other templates, and then go to App in a Day. App in a Day training. In fact, you will do it for something like 4 hours. There is App in a Day, Flow in a Day, Virtual Agent in a Day. And if you finish everything, you can not to be afraid and start building your applications. As for forums and community, we have very good community at Facebook. So please join, and maybe I will answer your question too. It's like English-speaking community, the biggest one, and you won't have to wait for a long time for that. And we have the links here as well. Power Apps, Power Automate, it's the same as for Power BI.
Okay, and following up from this question, what steps organizations should take to start working with the Power Platform? Is it by learning as much as possible from the community? Is it by installing the first tool? What is the steps that organizations should take?
So we use 2 approaches. One of them is with these hackathons. Like we first teach them this App in a Day training. At the second day, we organize like design thinking session. We just like interview people. What kind of processes do they have? What they would like to optimize? How they can calculate like this application how much value it will bring. And then the hackathon, and then we develop a lot of different applications, and we have them, and then maybe people won't finish it in one day, but at least they start something, and it can be a good example. Or the second approach is to create like a test project, yes, for your department, for other department, and then sharing it, and then building a good case upon this test, your first test project.
Okay, thank you. The next one is that you mentioned that Power Apps will be a compulsory skill for everybody, just like Microsoft Office programs are now. Can you comment on how quickly can we see it, and how quickly is Power Apps growing? How quickly? Yep.
I remember that when Power BI appeared, for example, in 2015, and in 3 years, it got to the top 10, the most demanding skills. So Power Apps started to be the leader in low-code approaching faster than Power BI. So maybe around 2 years, 1-2 years, because now still a lot of customers are just learning what is Power Apps, experimenting. I mean, on our market, on the in the America, they already have like the great usage of it. So I think we're like 1 year behind for low-code approaches.
Okay, so the future is approaching quickly. Okay, everybody,
Yes.
it seems that we're out of questions and slightly past time. Thank you, Yulia, for joining us live from Russia. And
Yes.
enjoy the rest of your day. I think you're a bit ahead of the time zones as ours, but still you can enjoy the rest of the day. And thank you for participating and being a part of the speaker here at the bootcamp. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.